Hey decoders, welcome back to the channel. Good evening to all of you out there. Let's get the thumbs up in the chat, make sure the sound is good. I see there's a bunch of people already in here. Thank you guys for joining. Maka, hello. Tim. Yabba Dabba, hello. Yabba Dabba Doo. Reminds me of Scooby-Doo. Joseph Aquaviva, hello, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Coffee Girl. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. Appreciate it. Let's see. Hello, Jessica. How you doing? Hello, Paul. So this is kind of a miscellaneous video. I have a bunch of little things I want to cover. Probably isn't my best decode ever, but we certainly have a lot to talk about with the election just getting closer. But there's something that I missed that happened last week that we need to talk about with Trump. He was on the podcast with The Undertaker. And you guys know that my channel has revolved a lot around WWE wrestling. I mean, that's one of my big topics on my channel. I don't know how I missed that, but Trump was on the podcast with The Undertaker, one of the most famous WWE wrestlers of all time. If not the most. I mean, he's definitely considered the greatest by many to be in the whole WWE. So I don't know how I missed it, but something that we want to talk about is The Undertaker and the symbolism, you know. My girlfriend's in the chat, Maria, Recipes with Maria. I love you. I get to see my girlfriend in less than 2 days, guys. I get to see my girlfriend again. So I'm very excited about that. This will be my last video before I'm back in Germany. So this is my last video in Albania. So I'll be back in Germany, and yeah, can't wait to see my girlfriend. So next time I tune in with you guys live, I'll be there with her. Yeah, Joseph says Trump go bye-bye. Yeah. Trump go bye-bye, yeah. I think they're telling us again, you know, with this Undertaker stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the presentation, and I might bring some people on here. I don't know if anyone else has any additions, but guys, make sure you hit those like buttons, please. We got 72 in the chat, and we got 24 likes, so let's see if we can get 72 likes. But yeah, we're going to jump into it, and then we're going to have some time to kind of share some things. Yeah, cut corners. Yeah, 1993 Hell in a Cell match. The Undertaker looks down on mankind. That's a good point. I mean, The Undertaker's full of so much symbolism. But yeah, thank you, Cut Corners, for all your support and all your amazing connections. Hello, Beth. Hello, Jeanette. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Enzifern. Yeah, hello, Scott. Thank you guys all for joining. Hello, Captain Flatastic. Much love. Yeah, actually, you guys know, considering we're talking about Mankind, who's also known as Mick Foley has come out and supported Kamala and said that Trump is unhinged. The Undertaker supports Trump, and Kamala is supported by Mankind. Interesting. That's something that just came to my mind. That's something we'll have to look into here in a minute once we start getting into the decode. So yeah, that's crazy. The Undertaker threw Mankind off the Hell in a Cell, and the Undertaker supports Trump while Mankind is supporting Kamala. That's interesting. See, on this podcast, guys, the Undertaker and Trump talked about when Trump was in the WWE, he had a match against Vince McMahon. Well, he didn't have a match, but they chose wrestlers. Vince McMahon, the owner of WWE, and Trump each chose a wrestler to fight for them. And the wrestler that Mr. McMahon chose to fight against Trump was Umaga. Right? Do you guys get the joke? Umaga fought against Trump, right? And now Trump is the leader of MAGA, right? MAGA, same thing. So yeah, we'll talk about that a bit in a bit, but let's go through the Kamala Harris stuff first. Let's see, hold on. Captain Flatastic says, quickly pray for my ankle. I just hit it into the chair. Okay, we're praying for your ankle. I hope that it's okay. That had to hurt. I hope you're okay, but yeah, and praying for all of you guys out there, whether you're hurt or whether you're not hurt, I'm praying for you all. So, all right, let's get into it. Thank you guys, all 111 of you. Please hit those likes. And so the first thing I want to talk about, you guys know, if you guys have been watching my channel, that I've been talking about Trump. I've been talking about Back to the Future, right? Well, something that I totally forgot and totally didn't realize, or I knew this, but I wasn't making the connection until now. Kamala is connected to Back to the Future as well, because the episode that she's famously known for connecting with, The Simpsons, Kamala, of course, dressed like Lisa Simpson. And of course, this episode was released on March 19, 2000. And of course, in this episode, Lisa Simpson says, as you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. And this is years before Trump became in the political scene. So you could say this is a case of The Simpsons predictive programming. But again, she wears the same attire as Kamala Harris, and she becomes a woman president, Lisa Simpson, right? Well, again, the name of this episode, guys, is called Bart to the Future. Bart to the Future. It's literally 2 letters off from Back to the Future, okay? So this episode was named in connection to the movie Back to the Future. And of course, if you guys haven't seen my last 2 or 3 videos about Back to the Future, you guys aren't going to understand why that's important, but go back and watch those and make sure you just so you can understand how the fact that Kamala's episode that she's connected to is connected to Bart to the Future, okay? But it gets even bigger than that, because I decided to go back and take a date measurement from the release of this episode to the election, and I'll show you what I found. It's pretty interesting. So, again, this is the episode called Bart to the Future. It features Lisa Simpson looking like Kamala Harris did, right? Of course, Kamala Harris is now in the election. But if you measure from this episode, March 19th, 2000, and you go to a day or 2 days after the election, 11/7, you get 8,999 days from this episode. And that kind of blew my mind, because look at the prime number. That's the 1117 prime number. And the episode that I did the measurement from is the 11th season and the 17th episode. Do you guys see it? 11/17. And you go 11/17 prime days forward, and you land on 11/7, which is 2 days after the election. And this may not be the best connection. You can disregard the gematria if you want, but this is interesting. Bart to the Future Simpsons equals 11/17. It was the 11th season and the 17th episode. And in between that and again, this goes to 11/7, guys. 11/7. This number is not far off from 11/17. and it's got the 1117 in between. So I'm like, wow. Yes, Bart to the future does equal 88, right? Like 88 miles per hour. Okay. And so again, you guys can decide if this is a good connection or not, but 1117 episode, 11 season, 17th episode, and if you measure from that to the 11/7 date, 2 days after the election, and guys, we may not find out the results of the election until 11/7, you know? It may take, who knows, it may take days for us to figure out the results. With whatever they're going to do, we may not find out the results on the exact day. I don't know. But it does seem interesting. So again, as Joseph is saying in the chat, how is this connected perfectly to Kamala? Well, first of all, I just showed you how the number 1117 is important, right? 1117, 1117. Well, 1117 is the 187th prime number. Yabba Dabba says back to the future equals 888. That's funny. That's interesting. Back to the future. Anyway, 1117, which is the number that connects all of these things, is the 187th prime number. And 187 is a huge number, guys, because it's the gematria of Washington, D.C. And we're talking about the president who's in Washington, D.C. And the first president of the United States, George Washington, also has the gematria 187. And of course, this all goes back to the Society of Jesus, which equals 187. So the fact that this lines up with 1117 might not be a coincidence. It could also be pointing to November 17th, which is 12 days after the election. But it's interesting. But again, as Joseph is saying, this episode is perfectly aligned with Kamala because this episode came out on March 19th, 2000. So it came out 152 days after her birthday. And what's the gematria of her name? Kamala Devi Harris, 152. Female president, 152. Joe Biden also equals 152. American also equals 152. So again, what's the chance of that? Her birthday, 152 days later, is this episode, which she's connected to, and her name equals 152 and female president, you know? I mean, that makes this connection even stronger because again, we're measuring from this to this and we're getting all that. So I think it's just, I got 152 in the chat right now. Okay. See, I love that when that happens. 152. I just saw it. Now it went back down, but yeah, so this is why I think this is interesting. Now, remember in my last decode I released, I talked about this football game the other day where the Washington commander made a miraculous catch. His name was Noah Brown. And Noah Brown equals president, right? That means when you combine the name Noah Brown, Kamala Harris, it equals President Kamala Harris. And if you combine the name Noah Brown, Donald Trump, it equals President Donald Trump, okay? And again, this Noah Brown character, he plays for the Washington Commanders. He wears the number 85, which is the gematria of Commander-in-Chief, okay? And he caught this, number 85, caught this miracle catch 85 days before Inauguration Day. So, again, I already covered this in my last decode, but I want to kind of rehash this real fast so you guys can see what I'm pointing at here. And again, the election is coming up as the 47th president. President equals 47. Noah Brown equals 47. White House, government, Trump, all equal 47. And remember, the owner of Washington is Josh Harris. And Josh Harris was born the same year Kamala was, and they were born in the same Chinese wood dragon. Okay. And he's the manager of the Washington Commanders. Okay. His name is Harris. But look at this. And a big shout out to KJ Malone. KJ Malone is one of my best. I mean, he gives the best connections. But look at this. This game, again, I'm connecting all this to this miracle game between Washington and Chicago from 2 days ago. Okay. The final score, guys, of this game where I connected to the Washington and the president was 15-18. If you count it from Chicago, 15-18. And look at that. That's the gematria in reverse Sumerian of female president. The score was 15-18. Female president, 15-18. I thought that was pretty crazy. So again, big shout out to KJ Malone with that one. Okay, because there's a lot of okay, first of all, if you guys know football, it's very rare to see a score of 18, and it's very rare to see a score of 15. These scores do not come up often in football. And the fact that they showed up in the same game and 15-18 is the gematria of female president, and considering I just showed you all this other stuff connected to that game, connected to the president, I find it very interesting. Okay. So that one is crazy, right? And the Bart to the Future one is pretty crazy. But now we're going to talk about Trump because, first of all, you guys know what happened in July, on July 13th, when Trump was in Butler, PA. And of course, that connects to Trump being taken out. There's been lots of symbolism with Donald Trump being taken out, okay? And Donald Trump was on the 21st, okay, on the 21st of October, right after he was at McDonald's, Donald Trump appeared on the podcast with the WWE superstar and famous legend, The Undertaker. Notice that he appeared on the 36th episode of 6 Feet Under. So there's a few things to note here, okay? 36 is connected to 666. And 6 Feet Under is, this number 6 is literally in the title of the podcast, 6, okay? First of all, the podcast is called 6 Feet Under, which equals The Undertaker. And this is the name of the character in WWE. His name is The Undertaker. It equals The Undertaker in 2 ciphers. It equals 60. We're coming up on the 60th election, and Donald Trump equals 60. Remember, Donald Trump was doing the Fry Station a day before, right? And Fry Station equals 60. Donald Trump equals 60, and French fries equals 60, and golden arches equals 60. So the next day he went to the podcast called 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker, which equals 60, and the podcast equals 60. Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious by now that this 60 is a very important number. But again, Undertaker has the 150 and the 60, like 6 Feet Under. And notice that the name of the podcast, 6 Feet Under, equals 60 and 66. So 60, 66, 666. And it was the 36th podcast. And the number 666 is the 36th triangular number. That means if you add all the numbers 1 through 36 up, you get number 666. So this all automatically goes back to the mark of the number of the beast, right? The mark or the mark. Well, what's this guy's real name? His name is Mark. The Undertaker's real name is Mark Calloway. So you've got this huge connection with the Undertaker, Mark. I'm not saying the name Mark is a bad name, by the way. I'm just saying some guy got upset with me a few weeks back for talking about his name like I was talking bad about him. No, I was just talking about a name. I wasn't talking about that guy. So yeah, anyway, Undertaker. His name is Mark, right? And again, on the 36th podcast of his show, he has the Trump. Okay, and then of course, again, the 666 is the 36 triangular number. 6 feet under equals 666, 60 and 66. And remember, there's been lots of symbolism with Trump. Now, what is the nickname of the Undertaker? Well, his nickname is the Dead Man. Okay, so the Undertaker's nickname is Dead Man. And Trump has been known to play the Undertaker's music at his rally. I'll just type it in for you guys. Hold on. Trump enters with Undertaker's music. Donald Trump enters a rally with the Undertaker's music. And it's all about funerals. It's all about death, the dead man. Dark MAGA Trump reps the Undertaker's iconic theme. There it is, Dark MAGA. Dark MAGA Trump reps the Undertaker. See, I mean, you can find it all over. A great song for a dead campaign. Interesting. So anyways, this podcast obviously was connected to Trump and his possible demise. We've already had 3 attempts on his life. And now he's appearing on the Dead Man's podcast, okay? And the Undertaker, okay, so let's talk about the Undertaker, because the Undertaker equals 201. Of course, we know that's the Jesuit order. So the Undertaker literally equals the Jesuit order in the same cipher. Okay. And the Undertaker also equals Illuminati. You see that 150 there? Illuminati, 150. Undertaker, 150. And don't forget Order of Illuminati equals 201 as well. So if you just type in the 201s, you're going to get the connection here. So there's that connection. You got the 201. Trump is Jesuit educated. Don't forget that. But again, every time the Undertaker enters the arena, he has this dead reference. But I wanted you guys to notice something with the moon. So this was the Undertaker's Hall of Fame induction ceremony on April 1st, 2022. And his whole entrance screen was just a moon. Like, it was just a moon rising, right? Now, I want to give a big shout out to Lambda 115. I'll type his name in the chat so you guys can see. Because he's been doing a lot of work on Trump and the moon. So I just put his thing in the chat. But Trump is the moon child, okay? So let me show you why. Notice how Trump, a moon child, equals 150, right? So Moonchild equals Illuminati equals the Undertaker, and the Undertaker has the moon. for his entrance. And Trump was born on a blood moon. And Aleister Crowley, when he wrote, Aleister Crowley, when he was talking to Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard about let me see if I can bring it up, Babylon working. Right here, Babylon working. This was written the day Trump was born. In the spring of 1946, L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons, it should say. His real name was John Whiteside Parsons, but let's see. Yeah, anyway, in 1946, the year Trump was born, L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons were working on creating a magic moonchild. So that's what I believe the McDonald's stands for. McDonald's is literally MC Donald, Moonchild Donald. I believe that's what that means. And again, Trump was born in 1946 on a blood moon. And I can't quite find the actual letter, but on the day that Trump was born, L. Ron Hubbard or Aleister Crowley wrote a letter to the Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard on the day Trump was born. Okay, so there's been a whole lot of, basically that's crazy to think that he wrote that letter the day Trump was born about the moonchild, right? And again, this is all connected to summoning the woman. So that's why I kind of want to bring the woman into this, because in the Bible, it mentions the beast and the woman. Remember, the woman rides the beast. Trump equals beast, right? The number of the beast. Aleister Crowley called himself the great beast. And again, I've talked about earlier this year, I've done lots of research on the Aleister Crowley connection, but let's just read this. The Whore of Babylon, okay? Remember, Kamala Harris represents the Whore of Babylon. So let's talk about this. So Whore of Babylon equals Kamala Devi Harris and female president. All right, so Whore of Babylon 71, Kamala Devi Harris 71, female president 71. Kamala wore the purple and the pearls. Yeah, Mark William Calloway. That's what I was getting at. The Undertaker's real name is Mark William Calloway. So let's go back to the 71 again. So the Undertaker, who was just hosting Trump, Mark William Calloway is his real name, equals 71. Like Kamala Devi Harris, like Whore of Babylon, like female president. And again, Aleister Crowley was trying to create a moonchild in connection to the Whore of Babylon. That's why they call this Babylon, the Scarlet Woman. But again, let's read this. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and pearls. Purple and pearls, okay? female president. That's what she depicts, right? That's the horror, clearly the horror of Babylon, okay? And the gematria tells the story. Now, if we go back, she's riding the beast, okay? The beast. And that's where we get into Trump. So somehow, whatever they're doing, whatever whatever is playing out on the world stage right now, is clearly a tribute to the beast and the woman. Okay. That's why Kamala is there. That's why Trump is there. The beast and the whore of Babylon, essentially, is what you have going on. And again, I told you that Crowley, who tried to create the Moonchild, right, says he read this as a child and imagined himself as the beast. So Crowley imagined himself as the beast. But Crowley references this to the Great Mother, right? So that's why there's a woman figure in the middle of this right now, because it all has to go with what's going on. Well, look at that. The Great Mother also has a 71. But yeah, so then you had Trump being born in 1946 as the Moonchild. And this was all to bring about Babylon. In her abstract form, Babylon represents the female sexual impulse and the liberated woman. So there you go. What does Kamala Harris represent to the masses? Not to us, because we know that she's not a liberating. We know that she may not even be a woman. But she represents on the world stage a liberated woman. Women's rights. The whole thing behind Kamala Harris right now is women's rights. If you go watch a bunch of interviews about who's going to win or about why people are voting for Kamala Harris, they always say because of women's rights. Okay? Roe versus Wade, remember? Taking away female productive rights. The Bible in Revelation talks about the woman trying to give birth. Okay, so it goes all the way back to that, you know. But anyway, Crowley said that Babylon represents the female sexual impulse and the liberated woman. In the creed of the Gnostic Mass, she is identified as the Mother Earth. In her most fertile sense, along with her status as an archetype or goddess, Crowley believed Babylon had an earthly aspect or avatar, a living woman who occupied the spiritual office of a scarlet woman. Yeah, and somebody in the chat's also pointing out that just Babylon itself equals 71, okay? So notice all the 71s here. Babylon, 71. Whore of Babylon, 71. Kamala Devi Harris, female president, all 71. The office first identified the Book of the Law is usually described as a counterpart to his own indication as to Megatherion, the great beast. The role of the Scarlet Woman was to help manifest the energies of the Aeon of Horus. The Aeon of Horus is the Aeon that we're supposedly in. Crowley believed that several women in his life occupied the Scarlet Woman. So again, this all connects back to this woman, right? And I'm not going to read all of this. This is too much to cover here, but what I'm trying to point out here is the connection to Trump, the Moonchild, and the woman, okay? Again, Trump was born on a blood moon. When you think of a woman giving birth, it can be bloody sometimes, okay? The moon represents the feminine, and in fact, moon equals Mary, right? Moon equals Mary. Whoops. in almost all ciphers, right? Moon, Mary. And of course, Mary, the mother of Jesus. So what I'm trying to really point out here is that this, again, we know that this is all a script based off the scripture and the script. But so the Undertaker, let's see when he was born. Undertaker was born on March 24th, 1965, right? Kamala Harris was born on October 20th, 1964. So they were born very close. Look how far apart they were born. Kamala Harris and The Undertaker were born 22 weeks and 2 days apart. Well, that's interesting because that's a huge number with Kamala Harris. President Kamala Harris, 222. President Harris, 222. Vice President Harris, 222. Okay. So The Undertaker was born exactly 22 weeks and 2 days before her. And now, one day after her birthday, Trump is on his podcast. And again, his name equals Kamala Devi Harris. They're both their full names. Mark William Calloway is The Undertaker's full name. Kamala Devi Harris, both equals 71, like Whore of Babylon, like female president. So there's a lot to think about here. Harris for president also equals 222. Thank you for reminding me. That's her, that's on her posters. Harris for president, 222. But if you measure from Trump's birth to Undertaker's birth, it's exactly 6,859 days, which is the 19th cube. So Trump and Undertaker, let's see. Let me just remind people who are just getting in so they understand what I'm talking about. Sorry, guys, my computer's loading very slow. Anyway, Undertaker, right? Undertaker and Trump, these two guys right here, they're born 19 cube of the number 6,859 days, right? That's the 19th cube. Well, remember, I told you the Undertaker's connected to the moon. He has the moon behind him. And the moon is on a 19-year cycle called the Metonic cycle. The Metonic cycle in chronology is a period of 19 years in which there are 235 lunations or synodic months, after which the moon's phases reoccur. So if you guys don't know what this is, I'm not going to explain it all, but basically what to know about this is the Metonic cycle is 19 years. Trump and The Undertaker were born, these two guys were born 19 cube number apart. That means 19 times 19 times 19. Let me just do the math for you. Hold on. I'll just show you guys what I mean. 19 times 19 times 19 equals 6,859. And again, that's the amount of days that Trump and The Undertaker were born apart. And look, 18 years, 9 months, and 11 days apart. The Undertaker and Trump. And again, Trump comes out to his rallies with The Undertaker's theme music, and then he's on The Undertaker's podcast. Now, let's go back to what somebody mentioned in the beginning of the show, Undertaker and Mankind, Hell in a Cell. So, if you guys are wrestling fans, you guys might remember this match. This is one of the most famous matches in WWE history because it featured, let me see if I can find a good picture of it here. It featured Undertaker versus Mankind. And I can't find a picture. Here it is. So the Undertaker, he threw Mankind off of the Hell in the Cell. You see how tall this is? Here's the Undertaker. He throws a guy named Mankind off a Hell in a Cell like 20 feet down or something, right? Now, what's interesting about these two characters is in our current time, the Undertaker is supporting Trump and Kamala is being supported by Mankind. So think about that. The two characters that are involved in this famous match are supporting each side of the political arena in this election. Mankind is, again, supporting Kamala, and he's the one that got thrown off of the Hell in a Cell, you see, right here. If you guys don't know anything about this, it might be a bit confusing, but let's just say that he got thrown off right here. There's another picture of it. Let's see what Mankind equals. Hold on. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. I didn't even know this. Look, I'm just making this connection, guys, that Mankind is representing Kamala, right? He came out and said he's backing Kamala. Now look, Mankind equals Kamala. Mankind equals Kamala in two ciphers. So again, that's crazy, right? I'm making this connection, right? And there you go. Interesting. And I find it funny that somebody in the chat said time is an illusion. Well, look at this. Look, okay, time is an illusion. I don't know how I got off on this, but somebody said in the chat, time is an illusion. I've typed that into Gematria before, and look at what it equals. Time is an illusion equals the name of the Pope. So time is an illusion equals Order of Illuminati and Jorge Mario Bergoglio. 201. So, and time is an illusion. Because animals, for instance, I don't think they pay much attention to time. I mean, of course they know what's, it's hard to explain because the time that they've created, that human beings have created, is really just made up. They just took things in their environment, like the stars and the moon and the sun, and they created time out of it. But in reality, that's just a man-made creation. All of our calendars are man-made. Everything is man-made. Of course, these things happen in seasons, but the way that we do time is really an illusion. And I don't think it's a coincidence that time is an illusion equals Jorge Mario Bergoglio, who's the Pope. And the calendar that we're on is named after a Pope. So yeah, that's just something else I wanted to add. But anyway, mankind versus Undertaker, right? So we just got a confirmation that mankind equals Kamala. And yeah, so definitely interesting. Thank you guys for hitting those likes. I know this isn't the best decode ever, but I'm really trying to bring a lot of things together that I haven't covered yet. But the big one that I want to go back to for a second is Kamala Harris, Bart to the Future, released is the season 11, episode 17, 11/17. If you measure from the episode to 2 days after the election, it's the 11/17 prime number. Okay. And again, the Bart to the Future thing is connected to all the Back to the Future stuff. Remember, they just released a New York Post article with Trump on the front with Back to the Future. Yeah, thank you guys for posting all the 201s in the chat. I mean, there's so many 201s. Look at the film. Which film is 2 hours and 22 minutes? Oh, there's a film called 222. Yeah. I know there's a film called 222. I'm sure Joseph knows that. There is a movie called 222, yeah. And let's not forget, I see Captain Flatastic saying the last scene in iPet Go when Christ was in the canoe and the mountains are melting and the sunset. Why has no one mentioned the sunset? Yeah, I mean, there's so much hidden symbolism in that short video. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, the Dodgers have a chance to sweep the Yankees tonight, so we'll see if that happens. But there's probably more symbolism with the Undertaker. I want to do more looking into this with the Undertaker, but I haven't found anything else really major yet. But yeah, but just know he's supporting, he's supporting Trump, and it seems like to me now somebody made a video. I can't remember his name now. He's a new channel. He mentioned how he thinks Biden could die on election day. This is actually kind of crazy to think about. He mentioned that he thinks Biden could die on election day and Trump could be elected on the same day so that Kamala would be taking over and Trump would be getting elected. And then we have two presidents that would be 47. I think that would be interesting. Hulk Hogan is supporting Trump, yes. But there's lots of wrestlers supporting Kamala as well. There's just not the more famous. The more famous ones are supporting Trump. I mean, yeah, Captain Flatastic. I know Biden's already dead. He's a walking corpse. He's a dead man. He's a dead man walking. That's the Undertaker. The Undertaker's a dead man walking. And the Undertaker, he had lots of casket matches. Over his career, he had lots of casket matches where you actually put people in a casket. but he would always resurrect. The dead man would always rise up again. Yeah. I'm just saying the official announcement that Biden is dead might come on November 5th. Who knows? I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe it comes after November 5th and Trump wins the election and then Kamala takes over and then Trump takes over. So we have two presidents in the next 5 months. All right, let me just bring up some comments in the chat. Does anyone want to jump on for a few minutes and share anything? I don't know if anyone has anything to share. Let me know in the chat if anyone wants to do that. Let's see. What? Okay, hold on. Joseph says Undertaker's first casket match was against Kamala? No. No. Really? Okay, I gotta verify that. Undertaker's first casket match. Oh, it was, guys. It was. The Undertaker's first casket match was against Kamala. What? Casket match, 1992, November 25th, 1992, the first ever casket match. Let's see what that equals. So here I am connecting The Undertaker and Trump and Kamala, and the first match he ever had was against Kamala. Casket match equals 104. Interesting. 32. I don't see anything there off the top of my head, but it doesn't really matter because casket match. Okay, so did he win this match? Let's see. Undertaker versus Kamala. Hold on. Here it is. Yep. There it is, guys. Oh, this stuff just gets crazier and crazier. There it is. I don't think that's the actual match. Where is the actual thing? Kamala and Undertaker. I need to go back and find the date of this. So literally, guys, Undertaker and Kamala. Survivor Series 1992. Okay, so this was in Ohio. Interesting. Okay, November 25th, 1992. Okay, let's see how long ago that was before now. Huh. Let's go to the election. Of course it is. Look at the date from the Survivor Series. From this match with Kamala and Undertaker. Right here. Undertaker versus Kamala in a coffin match. Oh, they called it a coffin match. And from that match to the election is 16666. Wow. Or if you're measuring it in days, interesting. Exactly 1667 weeks, which is the 262 prime number. President Kamala Devi Harris equals 262. Interesting. Uh, and Kamala gets buried, guys. Look, so did he win this? Yeah, the Undertaker put Kamala in a coffin. Wow. Here it is, guys, right there. There's Kamala with the moon and the stars. So Kamala was known for drawing the moon and the stars on his belly. Look, yeah, it is purple. Sorry, guys, I'm missing in the chat. Did I miss something important? Hold on. Kamala the wrestler, his real name is James Harris. Yes. James Harris equals Kamala Harris. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, guys, in case you guys don't know this, you guys need to know how perfect this is. Let me show you who Kamala the wrestler is, okay? Because some people might be new to this. So here's Kamala, right? His real name is, that's his stage name, guys. His stage name is Kamala, but his real name is James Arthur Harris. Okay, what is the chance of that? Like, this just by itself proves that they've been planning this stuff for years. Years. What are the chances that the one wrestler named Kamala has the last name Harris? And now, as we're coming up on the election, we find out that the Undertaker, who's backing Trump, buried Kamala Harris in a casket in 1992. Exactly. I mean, you could say there's a whole 9/11 connection here if you measure it in the days. Like you got the 9/11 and the 6/11 upside down. But I mean, if you measure it in weeks, it's 16666. There's probably more. I mean, this is insane, actually. I don't even know what to say right now. Let's see what coffin match equals, because they called it a coffin match. Coffin match. Well, casket equals dragon equals Obama. Interesting. I'm just kind of looking into it. Yeah, coffin equals 109 like Kamala Devi Harris. Yeah, that's a good point. Captain Fantastic is mentioning the moon on his belly, solar plexus. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have the moon and the stars on his belly. He died. Okay, so guys, James Harris, who played Kamala, he died just days after Biden selected Kamala, or just days before Biden selected Kamala Harris. Hey, Joseph, you see that this guy also lived in Michigan? Another Michigan. His original ring name was Sugar Bear, Sugar Bear Harris. That's funny, Sugar Bear. Man, he had lots of names. Bad News Harris, Giant Kamala, Big Jim Harris, Sugar Bear Harris, the Mississippi Mauler. Let's see how many guys. We got to see how many days after his casket match he died. Okay, so he died August 9th, 2020. Okay. Oh, wow. Guys, he died 10,119 days after his casket match where he was put in a casket. 10/119 is 9/11 date backwards. 9/11/01. You guys see it? From the day he was put in the casket to the day he actually died was the 9/11 date backwards. 9/11/01. So there's a 9/11 connection here. Of course there is. It's always a 9/11 connection. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I see here is the 9/11 10,119 days. I mean, let's see how many days he died after 9/11. Oh, guys, he died the 888 prime after 9/11. What? He died the 888th prime days after 9/11. 9/11 to his death, 888 prime. So from the day he was buried in the casket on WWE to the day he died was the 9/11 date, and then if you go to 9/11 and measure to his actual death, it's 888. You see? You see how this is like a web? It's better when I can do this on live stream with you guys because then you guys can see how it all works. But like, what's the chance of that? Of course, the 888 connects to time travel and Trump, right? I've been talking about this number. And look at this 18 years, 333 days after 9/11, he died. And just in case you guys are wondering, we're talking about Kamala, the wrestler. He died 888 prime days after 9/11. Let's see how many days before 9/11 he was buried in the casket. Oh, okay, almost. I thought that was the 457 for a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing there with that, but what I'm saying is from 6709. Wait, what's the 6079? What is that again? I've seen that before. Yeah, time traveler equals 888, yeah. Time Portals 88, Maryland 88, Trump 88. Oh, 607 Smith just entered. Crazy. Yeah, we were just talking about that number and he just comes in here, right? Yeah, guys. Okay, so I know there's a lot of people that want to come on here. I want to bring 6079 Smith W. I want to bring him on a stream. So let's plan a Decoders live stream when I get back to Germany. Let me know what day works for you. I need everyone to let me know what day works. It's getting late here and I have to travel tomorrow, but the next Decoders live stream before the election, we're going to have a Decoders election live stream. We can bring on Dr. Savage, we can bring on Joseph, we can bring on Smith W, we can bring on Enzifern. I know Enzifern wants to also get on. Maybe we can bring on Sean, maybe we can bring on Derek from Gematrinator. Whoever wants to come on. Casey Jones is in the chat, he can come on. Much love, brother. So yeah, let's plan that. Let's plan that right before the election, because I want to get more people in this community like participating, you know. So that's interesting. Well, I think we discovered a lot of new things here today. We discovered that Kamala was buried in a casket by the Undertaker, and he died 888 prime days after 9/11. Huh. Thank you guys so much. Got 180 in the chat. Guys, hit those like buttons. And Ziffern. I have not seen your videos. No, I need to check your channel more often because I don't get no notifications from your channel. But guys, make sure you guys go check out Ziffern's channel. He's making videos, so I'm gonna go check them out too. Yeah, there's lots of channels. Obviously, Joseph Aquaviva 222, Casey Goins Astrology. I don't know if my buddy Sean's in the chat, but Sean's also out there. I haven't seen him in the chat for a while. Are you in there, Sean? Are you lurking? Brittany, I do have Instagram, but I do not use it often. So I need to use it more, but I don't use it often. The channel I was saying to Enzifern, I got the channel name up on the screen right now. ENTZIFFERN. Yeah, thank you, Casey. November 1st, guys, big day. November 1st is the Pluto return on Stellarium app. So, and Pluto enters Aquarius for many years on November 19th. So there's a huge Pluto connection this whole next month. Yeah, so November 1st, the Pluto's return. We got Halloween. I didn't even talk about Halloween, guys. Yep, 1 week left. Yeah, November 1st is the Day of the Dead too, guys. That's a good point. Day of the Dead. Thank you, and Zifrin also. It's nice to have the English videos too, but I'm learning German now, so I might be able to understand a bit of what you're saying. I'm learning German every day, guys. So when I'm not filling my head with numbers, I'm filling my head with German words, guys. So my head is constantly full of stuff. So this is my life, right? When I'm not when I'm not learning numbers and shoving a bunch of numbers in my head, I'm shoving a bunch of German words in my head. So half the time my head feels full of stuff. It just always feels full, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm smart. I mean, I'm not the best at German, but I'm trying. I am trying. Learning a language is very daunting to me. I still try to be physically active though. I mean, I try to like, I don't know. I think it's still good to be active, but I'm not as active as I should be. But I do my push-ups every day. I do my squats. I do my stuff, you know. I should go out and play soccer. I think what I'm gonna do when I go back to Germany, guys, I think I'm gonna get a soccer ball and I'm just gonna go out and kick the soccer ball. Like, I think that's something fun I can do. I know it's gonna be cold, but I think I should get moving, you know. Because it's good to have a lot of brain power, but I also like to have a lot of physical power. And over the years, as I'm getting older, my physical power is easier to lose. So I should probably be more active. Even though I do walk a lot. I do walk a lot, but yeah, who is this Shiva guy? I keep seeing people talking about Shiva for president. It's just funny to me because Shiva is the destroyer, and you keep seeing everyone talk about Shiva for president. I never looked into that guy, to be honest. Oh yeah, tennis is a heck of a workout. Tennis, man. Whew. Tennis is probably one of the best like cardio workouts. Yeah, it's just I'll have to look into this Shiva. I'll have to. I don't know if I'll. I just find it interesting that his name is Shiva, like the Indian god of destruction. Is he Indian? Is this Shiva guy Indian? I would think so. We got a guy named Phoenix in the chat. I need to find out about the Phoenix event. I picked up this nickname and started using it, really thinking about it besides saying it roses from the ashes. You're talking about the Phoenix event, you're probably talking about um, Archaics, the channel Archaics and his Phoenix event. Did someone pass away today? Leslie Young Frankenstein? Who's Leslie Young Frankenstein? Is that somebody that died today or something? What are my favorite channels? Oh my gosh, I have lots of channels I watch. Like every Gematria channel. Like I watch Joseph Aquaviva 222. I watch Gematrinator 85. I watch Lambda 115. I watch 7-1. There's so many, man. If you go to my comments section after the video, I post all the channels in my comments. So go check out all those channels there. So somebody from Young Frankenstein died today. Young Frankenstein equals 88, huh? Who's what? I've never heard of this. What is this? Young Frankenstein. Terry Garr of Young Frankenstein and Tootsie, dead at 79. Well, we got that 88 again. Young Frankenstein, 88. Oh, 218. That's a Trump number too. It's got the 83 like murder, like death. Or not death, but like murder. So her name is Terry Garr, huh? Why all these people always die, I don't even know who they are. I've never even heard of half these people that are dying lately. Her last name reminds me of Garo from Jurassic Liars. She's born in Ohio. Her name is Terry Ann Garr. Oh, wow. She has that 159 like Donald Trump. Um, yeah, I'm not old enough yet. You're right. I don't know any of these people that are dying. They're playing in all these old movies I never even heard of, man. It's so hard to decode stuff and put stuff together when you don't know anything about these people. I mean, I think the biggest connection here that I'm seeing is the young Frankenstein equals 88. She's from Ohio. Wait, Lakewood, Ohio. Oh, that's up north. Okay, interesting. Ohio again. December 11th, 1944. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking to see if I can find anything. She died 900 exactly 988 lunar phases. You got another 88 in there. So she was exactly 988 lunar phases. She played in Young Frankenstein, which equals 88. She died 323 days after her birthday. Lucifer equals 323. Oh, she died 44 days before her next birthday, which is also one lunar phase in 13 days. But anyway, kill equals 44. She died 44 days before her birthday. Barack Hussein Obama 323, yeah. The 323 area code is LA. Ah, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm just like messing around here now. I think I've made my point here. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Um, yeah, and I got 132 likes, 152 of you in the chat. And much love to all of you guys. Much love to you, Betty, Jerry, Cut Corners, Powell, Soroka, I think. Captain Flatastic. We got Jerry Springer. We got Jerry Springer in the chat, guys. Uh-oh. There's about to be some family drama in the chat. We got Jerry Springer. Hello, Jerry Springer. I wasn't ready for family drama. Casey Jones says today is 101 lunar months after Gene Wilder died. What are you guys talking about in the chat? You guys talking about Garo, Garden? Garnish. You guys are funny. Garbage. Uh, did I start that by saying? Did I start that by saying her last name is Gar, and I thought about Garo? And now all of you guys are talking about all this Gar stuff. Garbage, garbage, garnish, garden, garlic, Garfunkel. Garfield, yeah, that's another one. Oh yeah, I forgot Jerry Springer died last year, didn't he? Or was it this year? When did Jerry Springer die? Garage, yeah. All right, stream is we're gonna wrap this up. It's getting late here. I have to travel tomorrow, and yeah, let's wrap it up. But thank you guys so much for all the stuff in the chat as usual, and we'll see what comes of. I'll probably be away for the next. I'll probably be away for the next 2 days at least, maybe three. Uh, but I'll be back just in time for the election, right before the election. So, all right, much love to you guys. Take care out there. Have a good rest of your evening. Enjoy your days, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Much love and God bless.